Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to solve an example from differentiation. Now here first we are going to learn how to differentiate a given polynomial equation and then find the stationary points and also determine whether the stationary point is maximum or a minimum. So let us start with the first one. Differentiate x to the power of 3 minus 4x square minus 3x. Now to differentiate this given expression, we are going to make use of a differentiation formula, which is d by dx of x to the power of n, that is differentiation of x raised to any power n, will be equal to, now the power comes out, that is in this case it is n, and it gets multiplied with x and the power is reduced by 1. So we write it as n times x to the power of n minus 1. So for example, if we have been given x to the power of 4 and they ask us to differentiate this term, so we are going to first bring down the power. So we write 4 and x to the power of 4 minus 1, which is 3. So using this formula, let us try to differentiate the given expression. So here starting with the first one, x to the power of 3. So when differentiating, we are going to differentiate each term one by one. So here x cube can be written as, now 3 comes out, so let us write here 3 times x to the power of, now the power is reduced by 1. So instead of 3, we are going to write it as 2. So it becomes 3 times x to the power of 2 minus, now for the second term, let us write 4 as it is because it is a constant, times, now 2 comes down, so let us write it as 2 and it multiplies with x to the power of 2 minus 1, which is 1. Now the last one, which is minus, let us write 3 as it is because it is a constant. Now here differentiation of x is going to be as 1. Now how do we get that? Now here we know that it is raised to the power of 1. So using this formula, we are going to write 3 times 1 times x to the power of, now the power is reduced by 1, so we get 1 minus 1, which is 0. And we know that any term or number raised to the power of 0 will be equal to 1. So here x to the power of 0 will become 1. Now let us just simplify this expression we have got here. So here we are going to write the first term as it is, that is 3 times x square is 3x square minus, now 4 times 2 becomes 8. Now x to the power of 1, let us write it as x, and minus 3 times 1 gives us minus 3. So this is the differentiation of the given expression using this formula. Now let us move on to the B question. A curve has equation y is equal to x cube minus 4x square minus 3x. Work out the coordinates of the two stationary points and show all your working. Now here we have been given the equation of a curve which is a cubic equation because the highest power of x is 3. And they have mentioned that this curve is going to have two stationary points. So probably the curve will look something like this, for example, and these two represents the stationary points of the given curve. Now remember that whenever you are finding the stationary points, the gradient or dy by dx of these 2 points are going to be equal to 0. There is no gradient at these 2 points, which means we have to take dy by dx or the gradient of this given equation equal to 0. So here we have written for finding stationary points, let us consider the gradient dy by dx equal to 0 at these 2 points. Now we have to differentiate y with respect to x as we have seen, and this is the same expression as it was given in the part 1 of this question. So differentiating this, we have the first term x cube differentiated as 3x square minus, now the second term was 8x and the third term we had differentiated and got it as 3. So this is dy by dx and this will be equal to 0 now. Now this looks like a quadratic equation. So I'm going to use quadratic formula to find the value of x here. So the quadratic formula is given as x equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. Now in this formula, a represents the coefficient of x square. So in this case, a is going to be 3. b is going to be the coefficient of x. So here it is going to be negative 8. And c is going to be the constant. So here it is going to be negative 3. So let us substitute these values in this formula. So here we have substituted the values, that is minus from the formula of b and b is negative 8. So minus of minus 8 plus minus square root of minus 8 square minus 4 times a is 3 and c is negative 3 divided by 2a, that is 2 times 3. Now simplifying this, we get minus of minus 8 is plus 8 plus minus square root of minus 8 square gives you 64 and minus of minus you get plus. So 4 multiplies with 3 which is 12 and 12 multiplies with 3 giving you 36 divided by 2 times 3 gives you 6. Now further simplifying this, we get 8 plus minus square root of 64 plus 36 gives you 100 over 6. So here basically we get two values of x, that is x is equal to 8 plus square root of 100 is 10 divided by 6, and the second value is x is equal to 8 minus square root of 100 is 10 divided by 6. So this simplifies as x is equal to 3, that is 8 plus 10 is 18, 18 divided by 6 gives you 3, and the second value is going to be 8 minus 10, that is minus 2 over 6, which gives us minus 1 over 3. Now here we need to find out the coordinates of the stationary points, and we have got the x coordinates of the stationary points. Let us find the y coordinates for each value of x using this given formula, which is y is equal to x cube minus 4x square minus 3x. So let us write here. So to find the y coordinates and the equation we have rewritten here for easy reference, y is equal to x cube minus 4x square minus 3x. So let us find out what is the value of y when x is equal to 3. So y is equal to, now x cube becomes 3 cube minus 4 times 3 square minus 3 times 3. So this will give us 3 cube is 27 minus 4 times 3 square, that is 9, that is 4 times 9 gives us 36 minus 3 times 3 is 9. So this will give us a value of negative 18. So when x is 3, we get the value of y as negative 18. So let us write the first coordinate 3 comma negative 18. So this is the coordinate of our first stationary point. Now following the same steps, let us find out the value of y for the second coordinate. So here we have y is equal to negative 1 over 3 cube minus 4 times negative 1 over 3 square minus 3 times negative 1 over 3. So this is going to give us a value of 14 over 27. So let us write down the coordinate of the second stationary point, and it is going to be, when x is negative 1 over 3, y is going to be 14 over 27. So these are the coordinates of the two stationary points. Now let us move on to the last sub-question. Determine whether each stationary point is a maximum or a minimum. Show all your working. Now let us break down this question into 4 steps. Now step number 1 is taking the first differentiation or first derivative of the curve, and we had already got it in part A of this question. So let me rewrite the dy by dx here. So here we have written step 1, dy by dx is equal to 3x square minus 8x minus 3. Now step number 2 is again differentiating dy by dx. That is finding the second differentiation or second order derivative of y. So let me write down here. So here we have written step number 2 is find the second order derivative of y. Now to do that, let us focus on dy by dx. Now here, since we are again differentiating dy by dx, let us write it as d square y by dx square. This is how we represent the second order derivative, is equal to, now using the same formula which we applied in part A of this question, which is this, we are going to again differentiate 3x square minus 8x minus 3. Now differentiating this, let us keep 3 as it is a constant. Now let us bring down the power of x, so writing it as 2, and 2 multiplies with x to the power of, the power reduces by 1, so it becomes 2 minus 1, which is 1, minus 8 is written as it is, multiplies with, now differentiation of x we had got it as 1, and remember that the differentiation of any constant term is going to be 0. So here we have got the second order derivative of dy by dx as, now here simplifying, 3 times 2 is 6 times x minus 8. Now once we have got the second order derivative of y, the third step is to consider the x coordinates of the stationary points which we had got in part B of this question. Now here the step number 3 is find the value of d square y by dx square, that is the second order derivative of y, Add the x coordinates of the stationary points which we found in part B of this question. So we had got the x coordinates as 3 and x is equal to minus 1 over 3. Now here we have to find out the value of d square y by dx square at x. So we have d square y by dx square, that is at x equal to 3. So here we have 6 and in place of x we are going to write 3 minus 8. Now this will give us a value as 6 times 3 is 18 and 18 minus 8 is 10. Now repeating the same steps, we have d square y by dx square is equal to, now 6 times minus 1 over 3. So let us write here minus 1 over 3 minus 8. So this simplifies as, now 6 and minus 1 over 3, 3 1 times and 3 2 times. So we have negative 2, negative 8 and these two will add together to give us negative 10. So we have two values of d square y by dx square. One is a positive 10 and another one is a negative 10. Now comes the step number 4. Now for the step number 4, you have to remember two things. If the second order derivative is positive, the turning point or the stationary point is a minimum point. So here at x equal to 3, we had got the second derivative as a positive number, which was 10. So the coordinates of the first stationary point, that is 3 comma negative 18, is a minimum point. And the second point was, if the second derivative is negative, the turning point or the stationary point is a maximum point. So here we can see that at x equal to minus 1 over 3, our second derivative was a negative 10, which is a negative number. So the coordinates of the second stationary point, that is minus 1 over 3, comma 14 over 27, is going to be a maximum point. So this is one of the methods to determine which is a minimum and maximum point out of the two stationary points, that is by using the second derivative method. I hope you have understood all the steps and liked the video. And if you found this video useful, then check out this playlist where you'll find more examples of this kind. And if you're liking my videos, like, share and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.